Well, I think that the first thing to to put out there is the fact that we need to exercise some discretion in the way we put out announcements. We put out announcements and it comes across and it rankles. It's not right. It's not proper for the president to announce that sort of directive. It's not. There are issues with central banks being independent, particularly central banks in developing countries. And so by the time you see the president, central banks should be autonomous. At least they should have instrument autonomy. So by the time the president himself, glaringly announces this is gone all over the place now, all over the place. They announced and directed the central bank, to deny official foreign exchange to food importers. It tells a story that's not too good. So I want to put that out there. I thought that what should have been done in the context is that the president should have, called the governor of central bank. I discussed with him. I tell him the way he's thinking. They have an agreement, and central bank goes out there and makes the announcement. And then given the fact that inevitably there are powerful interests, powerful tools you step on when you take such policy decisions, central bank, the president himself will now come speedily to back central bank. I thought we should put that out there so that those who are listening, we hope that it gets to fiscal authorities, that we'll learn. We won't make mistakes, so we'll learn from. So that going forward, we should. It's happened before, but I think that it's not too good for us. Now, what are the implications? I just did a post which is going to go out. I think that central bank would not go and implement it just like that. Now, I suppose the fear is that central bank is going to implement it. Just go. The president has said we should deny foreign exchange to those who import food. And so central bank goes out there and then stops it automatically. No, if they do that, that'll be disruption. And one of the things we've celebrated with the governor in his first term is the fact that before he left, when coming to the end of his first term, we attained some stability. And this stability is so important for the business person. Sometimes we don't seem to appreciate what it is. If you're a business person and you want to do your business, and you want to go from one circle of business, you import and you sell, and you want to go again and bring in. And if you cannot predict certain critical variables, for instance, what will be the rate of exchange, how are you going to do that business? Businessmen, they manage risk. They don't manage uncertainties. And so in that case, you're leaving risk and you're going to the realm of uncertainty. So I think that stability, we have to be very careful that we don't disrupt it. And so if central bank goes out there and suddenly says we're going to stop today, we're not going to do anything, it's going to cause us of confusion. There are people, businessmen in this environment who have set up structures, offices, and so on and so forth. And there are important things. Some are in the food section, and they have certain things they use locally. And there's certain things, inevitably, they have to import. So it's something that has to be phased in. I think that what central bank, I would suggest central bank would do, and which I think they're going to do, is that central bank should look at it, look at the flow of funds and where it goes to, and then align that with available local capacity and see how we can begin to do this. If they don't do that, then we'll have issues. Central bank cannot operate independent of the fiscal authorities. At the end of the day, the governor just received a second-term appointment. Somebody made that possible. So I think that he's accountable, he's answerable to the president, and so we have to get that settled. What is important is that central bank should be given a direction to go. and then be allowed, at least you have experts there, to decide how to go about that direction. So we have challenges with stock of foreign exchange, and we have to try and manage it better. And we have this exchange rate, which has stabilized for some time. We need to make sure that we protect it. And so Central Bank, I don't think anybody needs to tell the governor of Central Bank, what he needed to do. As a matter of fact, after recently, he came up with an announcement about milk imports and so on, again, which has been an outcry. I was saying that they are going to restrict foreign exchange to those who import milk. So I've said it severally that the signals are clear. So those who are in certain areas, that are going to be vulnerable, in terms of being able to access foreign exchange, because I don't see it being relaxed going forward. And even if it gets relaxed, we also have to begin to look inwards. We are challenged. Unemployment is one of the highest growth sector in the economy. And so we have to also manage it so that we, part of why you have all these restrictions, it's not just only foreign exchange. It's also that we want people to begin to look inwards and then put some productive capacities, back to work, and then, enhance employment and so on and so forth. So I think that people should be very careful, because that's the policy, and I think that's the trend, and it has come to stay. I don't know how this is going to, in fact, if anything, it might worsen the plight of that's the fear. People are saying that there's sudden scarcity and there'll be inflation, because then if you stop bringing things and then you don't have, then the volume available is reduced and the demand is still there, then prices will go up. So if it's going to impact the householder, it's negatively. That's the only way to go. But the thing is to say, look, you look beyond the near term. First of all, I would expect that central bank would implement it the way we would expect the central bank to implement it, so that the effects and the way it's felt will not be dramatic. And so as we move forward, then we are monitoring how it's affecting everybody. But I think that if you're talking of the common person, the householder, that this policy, if anything, is going to affect them negatively, if anything. But if you manage it very well, we expect that the effect will not be dramatic. So we face it, and we are now looking forward to say, look, we need to build up capacities, and we need to increase employment, and so on and so forth. So from that perspective, there could be a trade-off. But I think that it's in the mix. I think that we expect that the implementation is going to be the issue that we have to monitor.